this is part 2 of our zombie shooter tutorial. So first, in our player object, we can create a new attribute called rotation, and we can set this to 0 for now. Now, in our drawPlayer function, we can type in ctx dot translate, and basically what this function does is it's translating the canvas, meaning moving the canvas into a certain x and y. Now we have to move this to player dot x and player dot y. Now, next, we can type in ctx dot rotate, and now we can rotate it player dot rotation for now. And next, we can type in ctx dot fill rect. We can create a rectangle at 60, -5, 60, 10. Now we can do ctx dot rotate at negative player dot rotation. Now we can do ctx dot translate. Now we can translate it negative player dot x and negative player dot y. If we run this, that isn't what we're looking for, so we did something wrong. So what we did wrong was we are up here, we're supposed to add player dot radius. Now here we can also add player dot radius to the y. Now we have to do the same thing for the bottom, but this is the negative version of what's up here. So we have to make this minus player dot radius, and once again minus player dot radius. Now if we run this, ta-da! We have our gun. Now, right now, the gun isn't pointing where it should be, which is my mouse. So we have to add some code to the end of our script.js file. Now, we should add document dot add event listener, and the event listener should be mouse move, because we want to change the player's rotation whenever the mouse moves. Now we can do function, and we can make this function taking an argument of e, which is an event. Now here we can write that player dot rotation has to equal. This next part may seem pretty cryptic. It's some hard trigonometry, and I'm not sure even I understand. So let's take this one step at a time. Math.atam 2. So this is just trigonometry, and so it takes in two arguments, the y and the x. So we have to take in e dot y minus player dot y, and now we have to take in e dot x minus player dot x. So essentially what this line of code is doing is that it's finding a degree of angle to look at whenever the mouse is at a certain place. So now, if we run this, ta-da! Our player is looking at the mouse. Next, this game is looking very bland. So let's make it look a little bit better by adding a background. So we can create another function called background, and we can make it take in no arguments, and here we can write for, and inside here we can write var, and so x equals 0, x has to be less than, let's keep it as window dot inner width by 10. And I just remembered we have to keep math.ceil because we want to round up. And now we can make x get higher. Now you need to do something pretty much similar over here. Var y equals 0, y is less than map.ceil, window.inner height divided by 10, y plus plus. So essentially the same, just a height over here instead of width, and x becoming y. Now x and y stand for the xy position. We want to create tiny squares everywhere on our screen. So we can do ctx.fill rect x times 10, y times 10, 10, and 10. Now let's call this in our draw function. And remember, we want to call this before our draw player because we want the background below our player. So we can call the background function. And if we run this, wait, it isn't what I expected. Oh yeah, so over here, there's a certain attribute in CTX where we can change the color of what we're drawing. So we can change the fill style. Oops. Yeah. So we can go if and x plus y is, we need to find the modulus of this. If we find the modulus of this, 2, and if this equals 0, that means both x and y are even, and so we can change ctx.fill style, which is how we change the color, and we can set this equal to hashtag 7. Oops. For now, let's set it to green. Now else ctx.fill style equals, there's also another color, light green. Now if we run this, oops, ta-da, we have our background. But look at our player. He's not the right color, is he? So let's change that. At the end of our for loop, we can write ctx.fill style equals black. And if we run this, ta-da, we have our background. But these colors don't really look that nice, do they? So, as a programmer, Google is your very best friend. So say you want a grassy green hex code, and so if you search this up, you can find a lot of colors online. So if you go into images, there's this color. It looks really nice. So let's choose this, 7EC850. Ooh, yeah. Hashtag 7EC850. Now we want a lighter version of this, 7EC850. Now, the way that hex code works is that every 2 letters or digits, that stands for the amount of red, green, or blue is in every pixel. So in this one, there is 7E. This is all written in base 16. So 7E amount of R, which is red, and C8 amount of green, which is green, and then 50 amount of just blue. So here, we want to remove a little bit of green so that it looks paler. So we can change C8 to C0. Now if we run this, oops, ta-da, we have a nicer background. And that's it for today. See you later.